Hey guys, okay, so you have learned a little bit about how to meal plan, but now let's talk about going to the grocery store. So when you go to the grocery store, it can be very tricky because there are tons and tons of processed foods and things that we really need to stay away from. But they're marketed to make us want to eat them. So they'll say things like natural or healthy or low fat or no sugar, or and they have like all these pretty that make you think that it is good for you, but it's not. So don't be deceived. If it's in a box, it's probably a no-no, okay? Or it's something that you need to be looking at the ingredients. Okay, so first let's talk about real quick how I take my meal plan and make it into a list, and then what I do when I get to the grocery store. So I shared with you earlier the meal plan for the week, and I'm going to screen share that with you one more time just so I know you see it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I think I still have it pulled up. Okay, here it is. So this is what it looks like, right? I went ahead and put in there, if you want to follow this, I put the links in there to those recipes so that way you would have it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take, and now I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to take just a regular piece of paper, all right, nothing too fancy, and I always write down, I make categories because that's going to make it easier when I go to the grocery store. I don't have to think as hard. So I'm going to write down produce, dairy, like cans and miscellaneous, things I'm going to find in the interior of the store, meats, and yeah, that's about it. So I make the categories on my paper, and then I go through my meal plan and I see what I need. So I need eggs, so that's going to be in the dairy section. I need spinach, so I'm going to write that over here by produce. I need toast, so maybe I'm out of my Ezekiel bread. I know I find that in the frozen section, so I'm going to write that down in that section. Oh, so normally I make a category that says like frozen. And then I'm looking, okay, hummus and guacamole, so that's going to be around the edge, right in the miscellaneous section. Anyway, so I section it off on my list, so as I go through my grocery store, I'm not having to backtrack, and I'm not like constantly looking down my list to what I need. So that was something for me, that when I just made a random list and I had eggs down here and cashew milk up here and my meats all scattered throughout, and then I would get to the other end and then I'd have to go back and backtrack, and it was a mess. So if you organize your list when you get to the grocery store, then you can go through the grocery store and it's not as chaotic and you don't do as much walking around if you're like me. Also, when you go to the grocery store, you want to stay away from the inside, okay? So like 95% of what you buy at the grocery store should be on the outer rim, okay? That's where your produce, your dairy, your meat, all of that's going to be on the outside of the grocery store. On the inside of the grocery store are your non-perishables. And most of the food that you eat should be perishable, minus your peanut butter. When you buy your peanut butter, make sure it doesn't have any sugar added. Make sure it doesn't have palm oil, or now they've taken hydrogenated oils out, but it just needs to say peanuts, maybe a little salt. That's what it should say when you buy your peanut butter. When you go on the interior, you might be getting coconut oil, olive oil, peanut butter, oats. That's pretty much what I buy in the middle of the grocery store. Not very much. I do pick up a little bit of cereal for the boys because they just really, really want it, but I don't eat it because it's normally loaded with sugar. So that's your little grocery store tip. Shop around the exterior. Don't get sucked in by the middle. Always have a list. Categorize your list so you can make it efficient when you go in and out. It's going to save you money because you're not going to be buying stuff that you really don't need. It's going to save you time because you're prepared. When you get in there, you get in, get out, get on the road. If I have to go to the grocery store with the kids in tow, oh my gosh. So luckily the husband does it most of the time. But that's what I do, right? List, be prepared, don't shop the middle. only go to the middle for exactly what you need and get out of there, because it's not going to be stuff that's healthy for you. And don't be fooled by the pretty label. Look at the ingredients. What does it say? If it's got a lot of words that you can't pronounce and the ingredients are this long, it's not going to be something that you want. You want short ingredients. You want real food as best you can, right? And then really look, because they add sugar to a lot of things. So make sure that they're not adding sugar to your food. We're only supposed to have a certain amount of sugar a day, and in our American diet, unfortunately, we get a lot more than what we need. So look for that. Okay, that's all I have for you. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to help. Bye, guys.